As a lot of you know, difficulty in video games can go one of two ways. It's either the slider for difficulty or the choose your difficulty in the menu, which most of the time sucks and it's never really explained because it's either babied down or it's extremely hard and bullet hell. Or it's the other side, which is more of a risk-reward system, meaning the game's stuck on one solid difficulty and it's life draining and it takes a long time to master and complete. I'm not here to be an elitist and tell you how to play your video games. I feel like you can play video games any way you want. I just kind of want to talk about some of my favorites and how they handle difficulty, in my opinion, a lot better than a lot of other games. Like, you can play whatever games you want. You want to play an easy game or a super bullet insane game like this, just Doom, go do that. Like, I'm not going to stop you. The easiest way for me to put this is I ain't here to play devil's advocate and stir shit, make a big muck. Let's get on with the first example on what I believe is difficulty done right. And for that, you've probably heard of it, you've probably played it too, it might even shock you.
Welcome to
Dark Bloodborne. The games that From Software have made usually revolve around giving the player a choice as soon as they make a character. Whether your character uses a big sword, a normal sword, magic, or big stick, and you know I'm gonna use big stick. They make it clear from the get-go that this game is gonna be difficult, and these games know how to make you feel like a loser. And they give you the ultimatum of how this game works. You either get good, and you learn, and you overcome your challenges, or you get the fuck out of here and go play Bratz 1 on the PS1. While the game is primarily a Metroidvania, Hollow Knight stands above and beyond many other games in a similar criteria. It may take some key inspiration from games like Dark Souls and take pointers, with benches being similar to bonfires, the controls being tight and really responsive, and a map that constantly unlocks shortcuts, much like Firelink in the Dark Souls games. One of the unique things about Hollow Knight is the fact that you don't need to beat all the content that's in the game. I missed a lot of it my first time going through. Team Cherry's Ari Gibson made a comment about this, and I think it's pretty accurate, and I'll leave this on screen and you can pause the video if you want to just go over the quote real quick, but I agree that it will create special moments for players, and the variety that this game holds is just fantastic, because it doesn't hold your hand and it doesn't pull punches. And what I mean by the whole hand-holding thing is more, you don't need to get every power-up or upgrade your main weapon and all that stuff. They literally throw you in the deep end, and it's your job to figure out and choose what you want to see and how you want to see it. If you get stuck on an area, you can literally just move to the other side of the map and you'll probably find something else, whether it be an upgrade or maybe it's another boss fight. The payout reward for beating the challenging system in these games is you worked hard for it. You learnt boss patterns, or maybe you found a weakness from trial and error. There isn't an easy mode, and it doesn't need a difficulty slider to justify how hard these games are. It was accomplished and can be accomplished by you. For example, look at Mario 64. This game has been around for fucking years, and literally it's so good for just a beginner because it starts you off with this nice cozy set of like moves and just in general gameplay. But now watch a speedrunner use exactly the same moves but in a different aspect. This isn't difficulty through the overall artificial side of things. It's by design, and these people have mastered and honed their craft to be able to do this. Like, what the fuck is he doing? Bonus chapter. We've kind of touched base on it a couple times, but checkpoints and pacing. What makes the arcade and classic games so fucking difficult is usually the one-hit kill, bullshit jumping, or it's you got killed from some guy you didn't even see. And on top of that, it's the lack of checkpoints and having to either start the whole game again or go back and put in a code. This can make the overall game challenging, and it can create tension, which is great, and it adds to that risk-reward. Games like Ninja Gaiden, Castlevania, even Aladdin. Like, actually think of the games you had on SNES or Sega. I had a Sega growing up, and man, what games did you finish on those consoles? Because, like, if you owned The Lion King, the answer is just no. Now, checkpoints can be physical objects in the games, and overall stops you from repeating the same thing, like holding up a bunch in Uncharted, and it's like, yeah, cool, I get it, but like, I don't want to do this again, thank you for auto-saving. The reason these are in place are to stop you from repeating the same stuff I'm looking at you again, Final Fantasy XIV. I don't want to go to the Waking Sands. The negative side of adding too many and a developer holding your hand too much risks losing the overall major challenge of their creation that they've given birth to. It's the balance of either having too many or not enough that ruins the overall pacing of a level or boss fight, and will make people repeat the same thing over and over again. Players aren't going to continue the level or the game, they're just going to be frustrated. Like, don't do that. Welcome to the other side of the spectrum, where you big baby or you just want to die immediately. Games like this usually come to one agreement, and it's more health or bullet sponges equals more fun. Other games like Destiny and The Division suffer from this very badly, in my opinion. When someone says that guy's so hard in Destiny or in The Division, usually means you better have a lot of ammo and learn where the enemies spawn, because they got a lot of health, and you'll be shooting this boy for 30 minutes, and guess what you got? Bad loot. Game methods like this make me question why I'm playing the game. Why I even exist. Am I even having fun? Dad's been gone a while, and this is where the term difficulty in air quotations really make a difference. I get that there's some of you out there that like that challenge, the one-shot kill or overall scale of difficulty, but what's the difference between this one and this?
They're the same picture.
I feel like it's never really explained. Like, even when I play on hard difficulties, it's like, how much health is this guy meant to have? Or how much damage is he meant to do? They don't really explain anything. And if you know games that, like, actually explain the differences between different, like, slider difficulties or something, let me know in the comments or on Instagram or something, because goddamn, I feel like no game fully explains it. The only game that I can think of that really is accurate with the description of the difficulty is this one. This one's too accurate. I guess what I'm trying to say is that I think you should try a Soulsborne game or any game with a skill cap difficulty. Like any roguelike or Hades is another great one. Binding of Isaac as well. I probably rambled too long here and I doubt many of you made it to the end, but I'm hoping you at least gave me a chance. This is the first time I'm making this kind of video, and I understand there's probably a lot of audio tweaks or things I need to improve on, but I promise I'm learning. I'm doing everything I fucking can, so just bear with me. Just remember, just because you're in a world full of darkness and demons doesn't mean you gotta have a bad time. Thank you for watching, and also, fuck Dark Souls 2.